starting pitcher, Kevin Gausman. What should we keep an eye on here?
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
First pitch, 1 o'clock.
And the 0-1. Comes up empty. That's strike 2. Inside, almost got him. The 2-2.
Ball inside.
Payoff pitch. Swings through it for the K. The high heat, too much on that one. As we take a look now at the New York Yankees lineup. And Singy, you have to think this lefty-heavy lineup is ready to eat in this one with a righty on the hill.
Eat it is, Boog. So many lefties just feel more confident with the righty pitching, giving them that little edge. Doesn't always play out that way in the box score, though, so we'll see what happens in this game.
It's Aaron Judge now.
Hey!
Just getting started here in Toronto. And that one clips the corner.
Well, he didn't like those first 2 pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
And the 0-2. Center field. Varsho on the move. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. 2 down.
Batting third, left fielder, Cody Bellinger.
Here's Cody Bellinger.
Ball 1.
Two down, nobody on. This one ripped, but foul to the right. Popped up to the left, into foul ground. And that'll do it. Now the Blue Jays will get their chance. No score. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back now in Toronto. And going to the mound in this one for the Yankees, Max Fried. What do we have on him?
The opposing hitters are going to see a lot of cutters. This guy can throw it to the front side of the plate, the back side of the plate, so you're really not able to cheat to get the fat part of the bat on the baseball.
Here's George Springer to start it off.
Ball 1.
That one ripped, but foul. Here's a 1-1.
That's ball 2.
There's a swing and a miss. just
Ball.
misses
That's
the
inside.
mark outside the zone.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
And a swing and a miss. And there's one down.
Second, right fielder, Addison.
Let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays. And Chris, a great matchup in this one. An ace caliber arm in the hill against a deep lineup.
You said it, Boog, and I'm really excited to see how this plays out. The kind of talent they'll be facing, these hitters have a tough task ahead of them. Should be really fun to watch, though.
Now, Addison Barger. And that one hammered. That's a base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
Batting third. First
Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Guerrero Jr.
Slashes this one, and it could be trouble. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He will score, and they take the lead.
Always feels good when you come through and get your team on the board first. Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
One out, runner at second. Dalton Varsho next up for the Blue Jays. Man at second. Close
Nope.
one, doesn't get the call. And that is ball one. Oh, right to the backstop. Guerrero up to third on the wild pitch.
Nice job right there, recognizing the wild pitch and being able to move up to third because of it. Now they've got more options in terms of finding a way to bring him home.
The 2-1. And a foul ball. The 2-2 on the way. There's a swing and a drive. Gone. He dunks it off the foul pole. A 2-run blast. And they boost their lead. It's 3-0.
Well, he really crushed that thing down the line, and everyone had to hold their breath until it clanked off the pole. And every time that happens, it just kind of feels like a trick shot or something. But really, it's just a stroke of luck that it stays fair long enough.
Here's the catcher to hit. Alejandro Kirk.
Nope. That's
Inside,
inside.
just missed. And that one lifted in the air center field. Grisham settles underneath it. And there's 2 down.
Batting sixth, left fielder, Jesus Sanchez.
Now the left fielder, Jesus Sanchez.
No, that's
Just
low.
missed.
They've got him working a little harder in this first frame than he anticipated.
Aye.
Sanchez wants to challenge this, thought it was a ball. And it's going to stay a strike. That knocks them down to 1 challenge left. The 1-1. cut on and miss, struck him out. That's the third out. But they strike for 3 in the inning. 2 on this 2-run home run. It's now 3-0. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show. Back here at Rogers Center. On now to the top half of inning number 2.
They're off to a great start. 3-run lead after their first inning, but so important to be airtight defensively. Don't give away extra outs and allow that other club to get back in this ball game.
Giancarlo
Off the plate,
Stanton,
ball 1.
the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball 1. That one fouled hard the other way.
That's a ball.
They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away. Check swing called strike. Full count now. And a payoff pitch. Can't glove it cleanly. Still manages a throw, and it's in time. It wasn't the smoothest play you'll see today, but they still get the out. So up next for New York, Ben Rice. That one a little bit high. Ball 1.
Nope,
He's
that's a ball.
just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike, but so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last 2 pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
2-0. In the air to left center. Sanchez under it. And there's 2 away.
Batting 6th, second baseman, Jazz Chisholm Jr.
Jazz Chisholm Jr. now. And that is in there for a strike. I believe that's the split. Outside.
That's out.
1 ball, 1 strike. Two down, nobody on. Sliced hard, but foul down the left side. The sliding play it short. Over to first. Nicely done for the out. 1-2-3 go the Yankees. They trail it here 3-0. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now for the Jays, Kazuma Okamoto. Foul ball there. Singy wasn't very sharp in the first, got hit around a little bit, just wasn't able to locate particularly well. A lot of stuff for the fat part of the plate.
Yeah, Boog, he wasn't fooling anyone. It's a tough place to be because it's not always obvious what adjustments need to be made. Sometimes it's location, sometimes it's being too predictable. Sometimes you're tipping your pitches. He's going to need to figure it out quickly, though.
Now an 0-2 from Free. And
That's
that
a ball.
skips in the dirt. Good job to fight that one off. Jackknifes out of the way. Up the middle, Caballero tosses to first. Leadoff man retired here in the second.
Batting eighth, second baseman, Ernie Clement.
So digging in, Ernie Clement. One of my favorite Ernie Clement notes. He got his most recent glove, the one he played the 25 season with, off of eBay. A woman from Japan sent it to him.
That's a ball.
I asked, what'd you put in the search engine? He said, used Mizuno infielder's glove. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Maximus notches the K.
Well, I can't argue with that one, and clearly he was looking for something else, anything but the breaking ball. It's a great pitch to hit right there if you're looking for it, and kind of a gift at a 2-strike count, but sometimes you just get fooled and you got to tip your cap.
Here's Andres Jimenez. Swings and misses, went with the sweeper.
Inside, ball one.
That's
Ball,
off the
that's
mark.
low.
Ball two. Right through there for a strike.
2.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Down in order go the Blue Jays, but they lead it 3-0. Back now in Toronto, and stepping in for New York, Ryan McMahon. That misses. Ball one. Right through there for a strike. He swings and fouls one off. Got him. One up, one down.
Batting eighth, shortstop, Jose Caballero.
And stepping in for the Yankees, Jose Caballero. That misses. Ball one. Caballero in the 8th spot in today's lineup, and he was drafted in the 7th round back in 2017. The 1-1. High fly ball lifted in the air, right field. Takes it in for the out. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. Here's the Yankees catcher now, Austin Wells. Hammered down the right side, but foul. 2 down, nobody on. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that is that. 9 straight retired here to start the game. Back after this on the show. Set for the bottom of the third. Now here's the leadoff man for the Blue Jays, George Springer.
George Springer.
And first offering is fouled off. On the corner for a strike. And that one hammered. Can't get to it as it drops into the corner. And that's a leadoff double.
Up next for the Blue Jays.
He got that front foot down, and pitch recognition was on point. Pretty impressive for an 0-2 count.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Addison Barger next up for the Blue Jays. That one close, ruled a ball. And that's ball 1.
A lot of pitchers have caught on to how good he is hitting the first pitch. Smart to avoid the zone right there.
Come on, Addison.
Man at second. Comes a 2-2. Fights it off. He'll see another. Sets him down looking. Not what you're looking for after the leadoff double. A strikeout, and there's one away.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
So now with one away and a man at second. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now. He doubled home a run in his first AB. Singy, he's got a history of coming through in the big spots. I know I like to talk about, I'm not sure whether clutch actually exists, but you look at the numbers, and this guy always seems to deliver in those spots.
Ball.
Well, I think it's the ability to assess the situation, understanding what the pitcher has, what he's trying to get people out on, and then being able to use the entire
That's ball
field.
2.
That's too low. Ball 2.
If you're a guy that can only hit to one field, then you're really not going to be able to come through in clutch situations because pitchers are going to adjust. But because he's able to use the entire field, that's why he's so successful in these situations.
And that's off the outside edge. And now 3-1. When you played, did you play with guys that you thought were clutch, and sort of what were the attributes you said that's what he possesses that allows him to come through?
Well, we always used to joke, you know, guys want to eat steak, and there were some that just had a knack, could understand that, all right, this is a big, you know, payout if I can come through with a knock here. But I think when you really look at the numbers, you really audit everything, guys kind of are who they are.
And he
That's
walked
ball
him.
4. Take your bait.
And Chris, beyond the fact that he's so incredible defensively, he also could swing the stick.
Center fielder Dalton Varsho.
First and second, one out. And now it's Dalton Varsho. He's already homered here in this one.
Hey.
And that finds the mark on the outside corner. That is strike two. Runners at first and second with one gone here in the last half of the third. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Here comes Springer around third. Oh, the throw is over his head.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
So one out with two aboard. Alejandro Kirk digs in now. Fly to center his first time.
Ball
Close
one.
one doesn't get the call. And that's ball one. That's a strike. Close, but called a ball. 2-1. Guerrero at second. Varsho at first. One gone. Close, but called a ball. Ball three.
That one called just inside, I think, and on the mound, he's trying to get a little bit of an explanation. Doesn't seem to be too bothered by it, though, but he clearly thought it clipped the corner.
Foul ball there. One out. Runners at first and second. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Payoff pitch. And Fried gets his second strikeout of the game.
For the Blue Jays, left fielder, Jesus
Two aboard,
Sanchez.
2 outs. Jesus Sanchez next up for the Blue Jays. Struck out swinging his first time. And there's a strike.
When you're struggling out there on the mound, hitters know that there'll be plenty of opportunities within the at-bat to try to get something to hit hard.
Yo one. Laboring here. About to throw his 30th pitch of the inning. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Here's a rip to short, but he's there for the third out. But they pick up one run on the RBI single. It's now a 4-0 ball game. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show. On to the fourth. Here's the Yankees leadoff hitter, Trent Grisham. Way inside, gets out of the way.
Way to lay off that fastball up right there. You're looking for something you see well that you can handle, but you also have to keep the discipline so that you're not popping up pitches that are just a little too high.
Fouls one off out of play, back to our left. On the ground right side. Clement over to first. Leadoff hitter retired in the fourth.
Up next for the Yankees, right fielder Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge comes to the plate now. We think of home runs when we see Judge, which makes sense because, well, he hits a lot of them.
Yeah, you're right about that, Boog. In fact, Judge hit 300 home runs before he reached 1,000 hits. The only other player in MLB history to do that was Mark McGwire.
I think of home runs with that guy, too.
Up
Yeah, same.
Next, for the Yankees, left fielder Cody
Here comes
Bellinger.
Cody Bellinger. He popped out his first time. And that one fouled off. 2 down, nobody on. Top half of inning number 4.
Ball 1.
Misses
Ball, that's out.
outside, and a count 2-1. That one
Ball
missed.
3.
Here's an opportunity to do some damage and perhaps unlock this offense. 3-1 count. Be ready to turn on a fastball.
3-1, and he couldn't come up with it. And that's how they get their
Up
first
next,
base runner
for
of the game.
Yankees, the designated hitter, Giancarlo
Here's Stanton now. Grounded out his first time up. Quick toss to first.
Safe.
Bellinger dives back.
Nope.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. Runs it up to 96 to record the punch out. 1 left for the Yankees. They're on the short end of a 4-0 score. Back here at Rogers Center, ready to go, bottom 4. Well, he's been knocked around pretty good so far, but they've got him back out there at least to begin the inning.
Yeah, and you wonder just the strength and perhaps the health of that bullpen for him to go back out there. But he's taking this one for the team. Perhaps he can stabilize things and the offense can score some runs for him.
Pulls that one foul. And a foul ball, he stays alive.
Well, he hasn't quite settled in out there. 4 runs in 3 innings. He's going to have some quick 1, 2, 3 innings to pitch deep into this ball game.
Struck him out looking. Picks up strikeout number 7.
Second baseman, Ernie Clement.
And next for Toronto, Ernie Clement. He's 0 for 1.
Very rare location right there, right down the middle. This guy paints the edges. I'm not sure if you're going to see that pitch again as a hitter.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. Battling here as he fouls it away. The 0-2. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, that's such a critical pitch in terms of execution right there. The pitcher has to finish it. Otherwise, probably gets hit pretty hard. If you leave that out over the plate or you don't get it down enough, quickly turns into something that gets smoked. But if you can place it where he did, it's a really deceptive pitch.
Jimenez
Ball, that's
stands
out.
in with 2 away as he takes a ball. That one finds the zone, and a count 1-1. Way out front for strike 2. 2 down, nobody on. In the
That's a
dirt,
ball.
now 2-2. Next offering is outside. Got him swinging for the strikeout. And he strikes out the side here in the 4th. Blue Jays go down in order. They lead 4-0. Back now in Toronto. We go to the top of the 5th. Ben Rice stepping in now for the Yankees. They've got a potent lineup. And when you think about teams capable of rallying from this kind of deficit, they're right at the top of the list. Swings through that.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Ball! That pitch is out.
Swing and a miss. Missed that by a mile. 1-2. Got him swinging.
Definitely made him chase a little bit out of the zone right there. I don't think that's a strike if he takes it. Pretty textbook pitching. Get ahead in the count, get the guy in the box on his heels, and then force him to chase your pitch where he doesn't have much of a chance to do any damage.
Hammered down the right side, but foul. The Yankees still looking for their first hit in this one. Swing and a miss. Here's the 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. That's out number 2.
Third baseman, Ryan McMahon.
2 down, base is empty. Here's the third baseman, Ryan McMahon. He was a strikeout victim his first time. Oh, he doesn't get the call. And it's 1-0. Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. Swings through that one for strike 2.
Looking sharp, just a strike away from 5 shutout innings.
Got him swinging. It's a strikeout. And he strikes out the side of the 5th. He's through 5 without allowing a hit. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back now to start the bottom of the 5th and taking over on the mound, number 80.
Well, they didn't get much length out of their starter in this one, so they've got a lot of outs to eat up in that bullpen. I think they'll look for some length out of him right here if they can get it.
In the air to left center. Grisham on the move to the gap. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Up next for the Blue Jays.
So up next for Toronto, Addison Barger. 1 for 2. Movement in the Yankees pen. Paul Blackburn, the right-handed sinker baller. He looks to be readying himself. Yarbrough also throwing.
Let's go, Addison.
And now the 0-1. Right through there for a strike. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Waves at the bender for the strikeout.
Well, you rarely ever see 3 curveballs in a row because that's one of those pitches that's most effective when you haven't seen it recently. You might see 3 sliders in a row, but right there, he was feeling that curveball and figured he could finish with that pitch.
That's hard hit on the line. Grisham on the move, and he hauls it in. So they make short work of him there. We're through 5. It's the Blue Jays 4 and the Yankees nothing. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show. Welcome back. A few highlights to help tell the story of the game. Next to hit, Jose
Leading off for the
Caballero.
Yankees, shortstop Jose Caballero.
And he drops it down the
No,
third
foul
baseline.
ball.
And a foul ball. The 0-1. On the ground to third. And it gets by him. Still able to
He's
fire
safe.
over and save. Couldn't recover from the misplay.
Well, that's one of those where you just have to tip your cap because he couldn't have played that one any better. Stood no chance with the speed running down the line.
So a man at first. And up next for New York, Austin Wells.
Hey!
Now this team is definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ball game.
And that one is lifted in the air. Barger under it. And makes the grab. And there's one away.
Up next for the Yankees, center fielder Trent Grisham.
Back to the top of the Yankee order. Now here's Trent Grisham.
Hey!
Runner takes off. Pitch
Ball
misses. And that's a stolen base. Not even close. One out and a runner at second. And we're in the top half of the 6th. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2. And now
That's
it's even
outside.
up. Man at second. In the dirt. And ball
That's ball
4,
4.
2
Take your
aboard.
base.
Up next for the Yankees, right fielder Aaron Judge.
Critical at bat coming up, and in steps Aaron Judge. Called strike right there.
So important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate. Always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2. Foul ball, still 0-2. Caballero, the lead runner at second. Grisham over at first with one away. That misses the zone,
outside.
and it's 1-2. That one missed. And a
Ball
good eye
three.
there. And that'll load the bases.
Up next for the Yankees, left fielder Cody Bellinger.
Big spot, and Cody Bellinger stepping to the dish. Misses again, 5 in a row. Pitcher challenges. He thought it was a strike. It just shaved the zone. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. The 0-1. And a swing and a miss there. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Tommy Nance preparing to come on if needed. Lauer also getting ready. Struck him out looking. Strikeout number 8.
Well, that's a pitch, that slider from an opposite-handed pitcher that you usually see very well, but for some reason he didn't pick it up, and it just kind of got into the strike zone late. Gave up on it a little bit early.
Stanton up to bat next. Lays off for a ball. So they're all loaded up with 2 outs. Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. That one carrying. And the bases are unloaded. And we're all square. It's 4-4.
Took on the big part of the yard for that home run and just barely got it over the wall. I thought for a second he brought it back out there too. He gave it a great effort, but you know those plays are so tough to pull off, and I'm sure he'd love to have another shot at it.
Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Kevin Gausman makes way. Only 2 hits allowed for him, so a great effort. And we'll be back after a quick break to tell you about the new arm.
Now pitching.
Out of the bullpen for the Jays, Tommy Nance.
45, Tommy Nance.
So it's all tied up thanks to the home run. Ben Rice stepping in now for the Yankees. Just missed. Tied at 4.
Ball. Down.
Two and 0 the count. Here it comes. That one lifted to left. Sanchez should have this one. And that is that. Giancarlo Stanton flexing that big-time power swing. It's now tied 4-4. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show. Back here at Rogers Center, and now the Toronto cleanup hitter, Dalton Varsho. Varsho in his 6th season, 29 years old, and he's one of the few players in Major League Baseball born in Wisconsin. Right through there for a strike. Ball to strike. The pitch. Hit hard but foul off to the left. And a 1-2. That's a little bit low. got him looking, and that one split the plate.
Well, that curveball had some pretty good break to it. As you can see, the hitter just locked up a little bit. Thought it was a great pitch to hit, but sometimes you're looking for something else, and you can't pull the trigger.
Kirk in the box with one away as he takes ball one. Whacked out to center field. That's well struck. That's got a chance. And caught on the warning track.
Man, he hammered that one to center. I thought it was out of here, but Wynn just absolutely killed it.
Jesus Sanchez next up for the Blue Jays. And a foul ball. Next one misses.
That ball went out.
1 ball, 1 strike. On the ground to first, Rice. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays through 6, all square, 4-4. Back now in Toronto. We go to the top of the 7th. Jazz Chisholm Jr. stepping in now for the Yankees. Swing and a miss. There's the slider. And it's 0-1. That one ran inside, almost got him. Swings here and blasts one left field. Carrying well. And it's into the bullpen for a homer. And they've rallied from 4 back. It's 5-4.
Well, the best home runs are the ones that give your team the lead. That's a great feeling right there. When you see a guy take a slider on the outside part of the plate and hit an opposite field home run, fires you up because not only is he flexing the muscles to show the pop, that kind of approach, you'll hit for a high average as well.
Here's Ryan McMahon now, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts.
Ball inside.
And a 1-0. There's the strike. Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here in the top half of inning number 7. And he grounds one back up the middle. Base hit. That was smoked through the infield. And a man aboard.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch. Just shot it through the infield.
And next for New York, Jose Caballero. Swings through that one. And a big swing and a miss.
2 really good back-to-back sliders. Now in an 0-2 count. He's feeling real confident about finishing this hitter off. He can go anywhere he wants.
Stays alive. The shortstop takes the ball. And
Ball,
downstairs.
that count.
That's
Ball,
inside.
that's inside.
Full count now. McMahon gets his lead at first. Nobody out. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
For the Yankees, catcher
Austin Wells now at the plate.
That's
Just
a ball.
missed. The 1-0. A swing and a miss, and that's strike one. Here goes the runner. On the ground to the left. And foul ball. Breaking ball,
Boom,
and that got him.
Take your base.
Up next for the Yankees.
First and second, one out. Trent Grisham stepping in now for the Yankees.
Really good job in this spot to get ahead in the count. He's going to have to continue, finish off this hitter.
Tap foul at the plate.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
That one
Oh, that's
way
off the plate.
inside. Runners at first and second with one gone. Oh, that one almost gets him again.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
I think he just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Tommy Nance gives way, and he leaves in a 1-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute.
Now pitching.
New
for the
pitcher
Blue
now
Jays.
for the Jays,
Number
Braden Fisher.
63.
And this could be a pretty critical point in this game. They're hoping he's the guy to keep him within striking distance.
Two aboard, 2 outs. Aaron Judge at the plate. Outfield deep here, trying to prevent anything over their heads.
Ball in.
The 1-0. That clips the corner. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. Runner around third on his way to the plate. He'll score easily. It's an RBI single, and they lead by 2.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself. Bellinger up to hit.
Went down looking on 3 pitches last time. Let's see if he can be a little more aggressive right here.
Aye.
2 on, 2 outs.
Ball, that's just out.
The 1-1. Out towards right center field. He's got it, and that's the 3rd out. A couple of runs in the inning puts them ahead. 7th inning stretch time. Yankees 6, the Jays 4. Bottom of the 7th, and now for the Jays, Kazuma Okamoto.
Kazuma Okamoto.
Hey.
Here comes the 0-1. And a swing and a miss. Got him swinging for the strikeout. That K is his 3rd of the game. A big first out here in the 7th via the punch out.
Yeah, it just does so much to change the outlook of an important inning like this. When you got the leadoff hitter, so critical in setting the table when you got a tight game like this. So a strikeout really puts them on their heels.
And now Ernie Clement. First offering way inside, almost got him. And the 1-0. Oh, great stop. Fires to first, and very nicely done for the out.
Up next for the Blue Jays, shortstop Andres Jimenez.
Here's the shortstop at the plate, Andres Jimenez.
Nope. Ball
And an
1.
ABS challenge coming from behind the dish. It just shaved the zone. They'll keep both their challenges.
Ball.
So the call stands. 1 challenge remaining for them now. 2 down, nobody on. Here at the bottom of the 7th. He swings and drives one out to deep left field. Going back, Bellinger back some more. Can't get there, and now maybe extra bases. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Everything came together for him. Now a huge at bat in this game coming up.
George Springer.
And the batter is George Springer. 1 for 3.
Inside ball.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. That's outside.
That's off the plate. Ball 2.
Not really attacking on the mound in this at bat. All breaking balls. So that makes me think they're not really wanting to challenge him here.
Late on that fastball. And a ground ball to first. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. 1 left for Toronto. They trail it here 6-4. Giancarlo Stanton to the plate now. He's had one of, if not the biggest swings of the game. But 4 up on the board with a grand slam in the 6th.
Yeah, Boog, it's every player's dream to blast one out. When you step up to the plate, the bases are loaded, the crowd is buzzing, and when you connect, especially in a close game, Man, you're just buzzing even after you're on the bases.
Oh, he doesn't get the call. Ball one. And that's too high. Swings through that.
Well, and those hitters count sometimes can be a little too aggressive, and a good pitcher will play off of that. He's got to get a better pitch to hit.
Good eye right there. Struck him out looking.
Boom, he was shopping at the buckle right there, the way that slider made him look. That was just nasty.
Ben Rice stepping in now for the Yankees. 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout. Got it started a little too early. Strike one. Ripped, but it curls foul. Inside, almost got him. And now 2-2. Looked like a strike to me, and here comes the challenge. It just shaved the zone. They'll keep their remaining challenge. 2 outs, base is empty. At the plate, Jazz Chisholm Jr. He's already homered in this game. First pitch doesn't find the zone. And it's fouled away. Two down, nobody on. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Sanchez settles under it. And that'll do it. Offense held in check there. Last half of the 8th coming up. Yankees 6, the Jays 4. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th. Fernando Cruz.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Addison Barger getting ready to hit.
Ball one.
Right
That's
now,
ball two.
behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. No free passes. You can't allow that.
There's a swing and a drive. And foul ball. Just missed.
That's the ball.
Pretty close, but it was a ball. No challenges left for them now. This one in the air, center field. Grisham under it. And there's one down.
Up next for the Blue Jays,
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. will hit next. Singy, he's a guy that covers both sides of the plate about as well as anyone in the sport. How difficult is that to do?
Well, just look at the back of my bubblegum card. You'll see how hard it is. These guys are great, man. They have the ability to look out there, but also to be able to turn on the inside pitch. Those that can really sharpen things on the outer half, those are the ones that become elite. He hasn't wanted
outside.
a challenge in both of those pitches off the plate away. Don't expect anything down the heart of the plate. You may just have to be patient and take your walk here.
Hey.
Now you get to this part of the order. Yeah, there's some pop there, but more likely there's some base hits. So very important to be patient. Let the pitcher walk you, if he will.
The count 2-1. A little out front there as he swings through it. Struck him out swinging. Chased the fastball up the ladder for strike 3.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
Dalton Varsho, the next to hit.
Hey.
Check swing went around, and it's 0-2. 2 down, nobody on. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. And that's
Nope.
off
That's
the
inside.
inside edge. Going to count 1 and 2. Got him. That ends the inning. Down in order go the Blue Jays. And the score remains 6-4.
Now pitching.
We're back. It's the top of the 9th. And there's a new pitcher on the mound. Mason Fluharty.
And they felt it was time to bring on a left-handed reliever from the pen with the lefty hitter coming up. I think it's a good move. I know I never liked when opposing teams did that to me.
Leading off for the Yankees,
Ryan McMahon
third
steps to
baseman,
the plate.
Ryan McMahon.
Ball. That's inside.
Fluharty will challenge that pitch, thinking it's a strike. And the call stands. It was indeed a ball. So they're now out of challenges. The lefty, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fluharty, 24 years old. He's one of the few Major League Baseball players born in the state of Delaware. The 1-1. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Fires over to Guerrero. Now 1 gone in the 9th.
Up next for the Yankees, shortstop Jose Caballero.
And the batter will be the shortstop, Jose Caballero. That one fouled off. Ripped on a line. Varsho flashes the leather on the run and catch. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 9th. Running out of chances to pad the lead. Austin Wells digs in now.
That's a ball. Hey. Ball 2.
Swing and a miss. Ugly swing right there. Two down, nobody on. Cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout, and that is the inning. Yanks held in check. They're up 6-4.
pitching for the
Welcome
Yankees,
back, and here
number
comes the
53,
closer, David Bednar.
Save opportunity for him right here, and he's their guy. Time to lock this one down and get out of here with the W.
Here's the Toronto catcher, Alejandro Kirk. 0 for 3 in this one. That one in
That's
the
ball
dirt,
2.
and that's ball 2. Slice to right, and foul ball. Got him swinging. 1 out.
Well, that's a curveball that I'm sure he wants back at the plate. 2 strikes, sort of pitch you're hoping for, a bit of a mistake, and I'd say in a very hittable location, but clearly the break was enough to get him to swing through it.
Jesus Sanchez will hit next. Just
Outside, that's a ball.
missed. The 1-0. One down, base is empty here in the 9th. And now 1 and 2.
Well, so many hard-throwing relievers in the game these days, you would think that hitters have made the adjustment, but I don't know if you ever get used to it. Just pumping gas
Ball,
out of the
that's
bullpen.
inside.
So hard to play catch-up.
Swing at a ball lifted to center field. Grisham drifts towards it. 2 down.
Up next for the Blue Jays.
So they're down to their final out. And next for Toronto, Kazuma Okamoto. 0 for 3 so far in his debut.
Yeah, great time to get that batting average off the runway here.
Out towards right center field. Judge on his way over. And that is the ball game.
Sometimes road trips can be tough. You're away from your family, but when you can win, silence that opposing crowd, it makes things just a little bit better, makes the road trip just a little bit shorter.
And this one ends with a final score of 6-4. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.